Welcome to You Name It. It's the Christmas show, isn't it, Davin?
Yeah, it's getting close, right up close to Christmas. Hola, Jerry.
Because
Bienvenidos.
the one that we'll end up doing next won't be the Christmas show, but it'll be around Christmas time, right?
That's true. So, yep, it'll be our 100th episode edition.
Yes, it'll be a special one.
Let's not let them know what we're planning, but we got some big plans for the listeners.
I'm sure they'll be duly disappointed with all of these great big plans. So yeah, the less we say about it, the less disappointment there'll be.
Exactly.
I feel like that's my feeling.
Well, let's give them a little teaser. We may have a special guest.
We may have a special guest.
Or two.
Yeah. Or two. That's true. That's, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to even tease any more about it.
One may be drunk Jerry and the other one may be sober Davin. You never know.
Sober Davin. That would be no fun.
Oh,
we deal with that every time.
I love when you call me up and you're like, have you been drinking yet? Do you want to do the podcast? Like, I drink all the time. You must think I'm a lush.
Well, wait a minute now. Let's be real. How many nights a week do you have a couple of beers after work?
Every night.
Well, there you go. That's why I asked the question. So, let's see. What do we have here? Let's do a shout out to Mr. Matt Nellett in case he's listening, because it's a guy at work. I told him about the podcast.
Hey, Matt.
So I figured if I shout out to him and if he's listened to any of them, I can say at this point right now, if you're listening and you're in the office, then you should come by my desk and say, your show sucks, Jerry, and then walk away. Then I'll know that you listen.
Your desk is ridiculous, by the way.
It is.
It is so ridiculous.
Thank you for the decorating, Tina, who doesn't listen to the show and never will.
No.
But she did a pretty good job, I think, of all that stuff.
Yeah.
So where we work,
explain
in my area, yeah, they tell you to decorate your area for Christmas, and I wasn't going to do that just because I just don't have time to go out and buy decorations and be that person. Plus, I'm a man. men don't do that.
Do men gift wrap?
I think we care when it's done. I don't think we care about doing it. I don't have the creative deal to make it look all nice and fun. But she went way overboard because what we're doing is we're assigning themes to people and little like Christmas characters. Mm-hmm. So they have someone who's like Jim is the Winter Warlock from whatever one that is. What the hell is Mark?
He's a big teddy bear, isn't he?
I don't know what. Maybe he's the Bumble or something. I don't know what.
He's like a huggable teddy bear.
I actually don't even remember what he was supposed to be. But Matt Nellett is supposed to be Hermie from Rudolph. Okay. Which they all love that.
Especially when you
Matt wants to be a dentist.
I posted that Hermie. They did a whole thing on CBS of all the old Christmas shows.
Yes.
And that's where I posted that one on your Facebook page because you do that voice phenomenally.
Claymations. That's a fun one to do. That's the claymation ones too. Some of them aren't so good. Like, what's the one? Is it like the Year Without a Santa Claus? That one's not that great, I don't think.
I saw a new one last night. It was grandmother got run over by a reindeer.
I saw that listed. What was that all about? Was it a cartoon or what?
I watched about 5 minutes of it. It was a cartoon, and I said, fuck this. It's not as good as the old ones. And then
you know what would happen? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I never got into that Frosty the Snowman one either.
I liked that when I was a kid. I liked the Happy Birthday. That or something about that one I didn't mind when I was a kid. But what really wrecks it is how good the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was, and maybe the Year Without Santa Claus was the good one. That's the one with Heat Miser and stuff, I think. Santa Claus is Coming to Town was the one that was a little bit weird with like Fred Astaire narrating or something like that. Or no, it wasn't Fred Astaire. It was somebody else being Santa, like Red Skelton or something like that. But the one that really depressed me when I was a kid, let's see if it lines up with your memory, is that you'd watch all these cool ones with all the creatures and the cool little characters, and then you'd see that Little Drummer Boy was going to come on.
Oh.
And you're going, oh, it's the same people. So you watch that, and it's just depressing, not fun at all, way too musical.
Our friend Frank Mojica just posted that that's the worst Christmas song. That's the one he hates the most, and he wanted people to list all the other songs that they don't like for Christmas.
Oh, well, I would counter that, though, saying that I do like that song if it's done by Bing Crosby and David Bowie as a duet.
Okay.
That happened on some Bing Crosby Christmas special in 1973 or something.
I like the We Are the World stuff when that stuff came out. Do you remember? With all the...
Yeah, but... you're talking about the Do They Know It's Christmas one, right?
Yeah, that one. That was pretty good.
Yes. With Bono and all those people trying to raise money for kids who don't give one shit about Christmas. Like all the kids that they were raising money for are starving in Africa, and none of them are Christians, and none of them know what Christmas is, probably.
Bunch of Jewish singers singing Christmas carols.
I know. That's why it's Do They Know It's Christmas after all? No, they don't fucking know it's Christmas. They've never even heard of that. If they see the guy with the beard and the red suit, they're running in terror. The hell is that? Some old white man with a giant beard and a red suit chasing me.
He's not white anymore.
Well, he could be whatever you want. There's no...
They've had a lot in the news where they've had black Santas at certain malls, and it's out of control with the people going to get pictures with Black Santa. I didn't think it was
it's out of control.
I didn't think it was going to be that big a deal, but they're making a big deal out of it.
Well, if you look at history, my friend, then you'll find out
he was brown.
The saint that they based it on was like a brown guy.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Lisa just turned off the noise, so that's cool. Oh, click it off, yeah. She's being an audio engineer for me. I didn't even notice that I had the stupid furnace blower on right now.
Oh, the suck button?
Yeah, the suck button was up. The suck knob was up till 11.
Why don't you turn off the suck knob, Jerry?
Yeah. Does that sound better, Matt Nellett? I don't know. Where were we? Anyway.
Lisa have any good things Lisa says today?
Do you have any good things Lisa says today? Let's see. She's thinking.
She'll call
she's
you
hugging
stupid.
A bottle of Diet Mountain Dew. She said she's saving them for the recording of the 100th episode.
Oh, nice. You know what she sounds like?
What? What does she sound like?
Is it Charlie Brown's mom in the background?
Oh, when she's in the background? Yeah, it sounds just like Charlie Brown's parents because you can't tell what she's saying. Yeah.
What'd she tell me to bring?
A bag of tissues because she's going to beat you up.
A whole box.
Yep.
I'll bring a fifth of vodka and I'll be fine.
He said he'll bring a fifth of vodka and he'll be fine.
Bullshit, that bitch is cooking me steaks.
That bitch is not cooking you steaks. That's where she just... There's things Lisa says. Things Lisa says for this week. Bullshit, that bitch is cooking me steaks.
That's because she sees me posting everything I cook on my Facebook.
Yeah, because I don't know how you did this, but one of your extra hidden talents is food photographer.
Yes.
Where shit that you cook, you take a picture of, and it looks like it's in one of those sets that people spend hours pouring motor oil and painting the vegetables to look brighter colors and stuff. All your food shots look like they're professionally faked. But she likes them. She likes to see them and imagine that I would be able to cook that well, and I don't think I do.
That's not going to happen, is it, Jerry?
No. I was saying today at work, Tina was talking about how in her family, and she's the one that decorated the area, she's saying that they're artsy. They're very creative with the arts, and her dad was a painter and all that shit. And I was just going, you know what? My family's good at being jackasses and making funny voices. That's what we do.
Nice.
We're just good at that. We're good at saying stupid shit.
I want to hear your Hermie voice, though.
I just did it.
I know, but I want to hear the routine. The I want to be a dentist and all that.
Hermie, what are you doing? I'm fixing Dolly's teeth. Yeah, I did it wrong again. You're supposed to do the intro where he's by himself and he's tapping on the doll's teeth and he's going, "Oh, you've got a bad molar. We're going to have to make an appointment for you a week from Tuesday." And then he gets yelled at. We have dolls that walk and talk. We don't need any chewing dolls. I always liked that line when I was a kid, chewing dolls.
I do like the Land of Misfit Toys, though, when they end up there. That is the best scene in the movie.
And you do the Charlie in the Box one probably better with the warbly voice thing.
Yep. Nobody wants a Charlie in the box.
Yeah, that deal. Because then I just revert right back to the other voice style where it's, "Why am I such a misfit? I am not such a nitwit." Stupid songs. But they all have these classic cartoony voices too, like Rudolph's, what is it? The guy who trains the reindeer.
Yeah.
That guy is like, "All right, Rudolph."
Well, but you fit right into that genre because that's like the old time voice that Tony always makes fun of you for.
"All right, time to play some reindeer games." Yep.
I'm trying to think of which other ones there are out there. Now, would you consider Wizard of Oz and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory Christmas movies?
No, and that was weird to me because they started playing it. Because I think I remember in my youth that Wizard of Oz. All right, kids, all you young people out there listening, I'm sure there's tons of you. You don't realize what it was like back before you had on demand and stuff. You had 3 channels and you'd watch whatever the hell was on it. You couldn't pause it and you had to time your bathroom breaks and all that shit.
It wasn't Fire Stick and internet and all that other shit back then.
Yeah, none of that. 3 channels. And so once a year they would play Wizard of Oz, and I thought it was around Thanksgiving time. Am I wrong about that?
We had to get our porn from magazines back then. Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, I just listened to the Past and the Future episode number 17 or whatever the hell it was. I'm probably wrong about that. And that's what Ryan was saying back then, too. You had to just get him out of mags. There's none of this internet stuff. It was just a porn mag. Dumpster diving for pornos.
Yep.
Nice Christmas episode. But I remember that show being, I thought it was around Thanksgiving time that they did the Wizard of Oz. It was a big event. You'd gather around the TV and watch the Wizard of Oz.
I used to
Charlie
love
and the
it.
Chocolate Factory was a different time of year, I thought.
Can you do any of the Wizard of Oz voices?
Let's see. If I were a king on a forest. I don't know. I just like it's dumb because it's like the Stooges or something. She comes up to him and he's scaring the dog or whatever, and she smacks him in the face, and she goes, and he starts crying or something like that, and she goes, "Why, you're just a big coward." And then he goes, "I know."
Oh, that's good. I like that.
I liked the way that they all had weird New York accents too.
Well,
Like,
a lot of those were shot in New York, weren't they? Before California got big and popular and too damn expensive to make films, so they were doing them in New York.
I don't know, but they brought in those guys from Brooklyn or something. Dorothy, just crazy. If I only had a heart.
A brain. I want a brain. Now, what about Christmas Story? You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good one.
Now,
I don't know that there's too many voices in it. I do like the fact that narrator was somebody, I think it's the guy that wrote it. So that was kind of cool, I think. Wasn't it?
yeah, he's written a couple of them, hasn't he?
Yeah, there's another movie that you don't want to watch. That's after Christmas Story.
That's really
it's
bad.
like the second part. Yeah, it's terrible. It's not even the same actors.
And you went to go visit the house in Cleveland.
I did, haven't you? You've been down there more than me.
I've never gone and seen the house.
It was closed when we went there, so maybe you'd get lucky, but I don't know what they were doing. Like they were refurbishing it or something.
It's a major award.
Yep.
I still want to get
I do
one
like
of those lamps.
swearing and all that. I think if you listen to some of that in the background where they do that swearing where he's just making up words, I could swear there's a point in there where he does say some swear words.
Yeah, like fuck or something like that.
Yeah, like it slips out when he's changing the tire or whatever. Or no, the kid says it when he's changing the tire. That's a good one, though. We like that.
Rah, 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 rah.
Yeah. 'Tis a season to be jolly.
Rari. No, sorry.
Yep. Because they had to go to the Chinese restaurant. What else do we got? Home Alone is one people watch. I haven't watched that in a million years.
They actually they classify Die Hard, the first one, as a Christmas movie.
Yeah, because it happens on Christmas Eve or something, doesn't it?
Yeah. And
I like that movie still.
That's the one where they had the Run DMC doing Hollis Queens for that Christmas song, and that was real big back then.
I don't remember that at all. Was that in that movie?
Yeah, he was playing it in the limo when he's driving him to the Nakagami Tower.
Oh, yeah. I do like that movie, though, because I remember really liking it when it came out. I saw it in the theater, and I was with a neighbor kid, and I wouldn't know what year this was. It was probably the 80s, like 3 or 4 or something. And we noticed that this is the first movie we saw where the hero who had to fight people was talking like real people talk when they're fighting.
Yep.
You know? It wasn't just like cool phrases like Arnold or whatever. It was this kind of stuff like, take that, you son of a, what do you like that? You like that? How's that feel? Stuff like that. He was like talking the whole time you'd have to fight people, and it was hilarious.
The weird thing is I didn't have a problem with them shooting the snipers because they were so cocky, and I didn't have a problem with them shooting the missile into the tank as they're bringing in the RV or whatever. But the problem I had was when he had to step on all that broken glass.
Oh, yeah, that bugged me, too, when he had to run through the broken glass. He was a pretty, what do they call that? Durable guy. Oh. Get the shit kicked out of him the whole movie.
I used to look like him at one point in time, just for a couple months.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
Not so good.
Now you look like him now.
Do I? No, I don't.
I don't know. I have no idea. He probably looks worse than you.
People still think you and I are look alike, and I don't.
They still ask if we're brothers.
Yeah. From another mother.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you get two handsome fellers in a room together.
Mm-hmm.
People get confused all the time and overwhelmed by the beauty of the whole thing.
Well, we need.
What else you got with that? Let's see. Die Hard. You're right. That was a Christmassy one. Which reminds me, when I talked about the fighting with the yelling, the real stuff, swearing, and all that stuff at the other guy, my neighbor across the street, all the way up through high school, whenever he would be in a fight, which happened a lot, there was lots of fighting going on when I was a kid, he's in a real live fist fight, and he would make his own theme music while he fought. And it was so fucking funny because he would be punching someone and he would just be going like this.
Oh, I would love my own theme music. Can you imagine if you had a song that would play when you walk into a room?
Yeah, it's funnier to me because he made his own. He didn't like now they could put one on your phone and you could hit the button and fight to your own music, but he had to do his own with his own mouth. kind of like my cooking show theme song that I tried doing for you. Yeah, did you do it on the show? I forgot what that was.
It's Cooking with David. Woo.
Yep, it was the best theme song ever. Cooking with Davin. Biddy bip boo.
What's for dinner? Boo. What's cooking? Okay.
What's cooking?
What's cooking?
I know what's cooking. I had a thought that's not Christmas related because we just both of us came back from Tampa.
Yes.
Not too long ago, and it struck me that there's lots of cigars down there. And do they allow Cuban cigars now in Tampa? Can we buy them now in the United States, or is it still banned? I can't remember.
I don't know, but I want to give a shout out to one of our product specialists. I'm not going to mention her name because she'll get hounded, but she's she's an airlines flight attendant for JetBlue, and she was on one of the first flights that went into Cuba, and she brought me back a Cuban cigar.
Really?
Yes.
Good. You'll be able to attest to this. 2 things about Cuban cigars. Number 1, everybody loves them for some reason, as though there's something special to them. And
Yes.
I'm guessing what that is. Do you know what that might be?
They were illegal.
That's the real thing. We can get the real one out of the way. The real answer to that is they're so great because you're not allowed to have them.
Right.
That's all. Nothing. I bet you hand somebody a Cuban cigar and some shitty one you could buy here from, where is that place that they always get them from that's not Cuba? What the hell is that called?
Dominican Republic?
Yes. You get one from the Dominican Republic and people would have them side by side, not know the difference at all. Mm-hmm. But there might be something else, though. Cuban cigar. Have you smoked it yet?
Yes. We started it. I saved it.
Was it delicious?
It is. It's very mellow. It reminded me of my great-great-grandfather.
Good. This is a tie-in, too. And it makes sense now to me. Because I think the real fake reason that everybody likes Cuban cigars is old Cuban lady spit.
Ooh.
That's what I think.
That could be it.
Because I just picture an old Cuban lady in someone's backyard with jungle ferns all around her, all hot and sweaty, and she's rolling these by hand and licking them all up and down to make them all stick together.
Ooh, maybe.
So it must be the old Cuban lady spit, and that's what reminds you of your grandfather.
Cuban lady spit. Well,
because he's old too.
Maybe I can unroll it, take the DNA off, and we can create a Cuban woman that can roll them for us here. What do you think?
Oh, you think we could scrape it, get it over to CSI,
Yep.
have them pull some DNA out of there,
Yep.
take it to the cloning laboratory where they made the sheep,
Yep.
and say, make me an old Cuban lady.
Yes, so she could roll Cuban cigars for me in my garage.
That sounds scientifically feasible.
I like that idea. See?
Yes. You're going to keep her in your garage.
I'll keep her in my garage.
It's cold out in your garage, isn't it? Are you in your garage right now?
I'm in my garage right now. I insulated it this week, so it's 4 degrees outside, and it's quite comfortable out here. I'm wearing a sweatshirt and a t-shirt underneath the sweatshirt, and I'm good.
What do you mean I can't take my sweater off? I'm hot.
I'm hot. But
that was my favorite Simpsons, where they were having drunk Mr. Rogers in the background. Like outtakes with drunk Mr. Rogers, and he would do that. What do you mean I can't take my sweater off? I'm hot. So yeah, do you have the little fireplace thing going?
No, actually, I've got 2 little portable heaters, and then Randy McHale, who's been on the show, gave us one of the outdoor heaters from his restaurant that was in the smoking section.
Is it the tall silver one that's gas?
It's no, it's like a porcelain one. It's about 3 feet long, and it hangs almost like a fluorescent light.
Oh,
it's radiant heat.
Cool. Oh, I get it. Yeah, it throws it off at you. Aim it at the person, throws it down there. Because do you know the ones I'm talking about that have just a circular base and it comes up to an umbrella at the top and It's gas? So I saw those years ago, and at the time, Lisa and I were still smoking more than we do now. Mm-hmm. Now we've cut it back a lot, and we go in our garage and smoke. I do it maybe once a night, if. Yep. But at the other, back in those days, we were smoking all the time, and I thought I should buy one of those for the porch, put it outside in the winter, because those things that'll heat up everything out there. Mm-hmm. So I never bought it, but it was surprisingly reasonable. I think it was only like $200 or $300, and I figured I could save up for that. Yep. So I could be comfortable outside in the wintertime.
Now there's I haven't had my fireplace going too much because there's this supply and demand. And when I bought the fuel for it in the summer, it was like $52 for a case, which is 12 quarts. and now it jumped up to like $68 for the same.
Wow, what's it run on?
For the same case.
What is it?
It runs on biofuel.
Oh, you don't have why'd you buy something that you couldn't get fuel for? I thought it was like a propane one or something.
No. This you pour the biofuel in and you light it, and it lasts about 4 hours.
Wow, that's almost as bad as buying firewood, because that shit's expensive now too. In the suburbs, you go up north, it's free. Or you got to go cut your own to get it for free. But if you're buying it, then you got to pay $75 a face cord or something like that.
Yeah, we discussed putting in one of those wood burning stoves out here, and I'm against it because I don't want the smell and I don't want the clean up and all that shit.
You're talking about all the things I like about it, even the cleanup.
Oh, you like?
I love the smell of a fireplace. We've had fireplaces in our last 3 houses because we're idiots and we keep moving. But I love having a fire and having that wood burning smell in the house.
I do like the crackle of it.
Yep, all of that. That's fun.
But the cleanup and a wood burning stove in the garage just seems like a big pain in the ass.
Yeah, and the wood burning stove, if you're keeping it closed, you don't get the whole fire effect.
Right.
You want to have a real fireplacey thing where you can look at the logs burning. Even if, like, fireplaces are weird. They always had them in the old houses because there's no other kind of heat. Now you have different kinds of heat in your house. So it fills up your house with all this nice warm air. And then when you open up your chimney, it all goes out through the chimney.
Yep.
So you have to have the modern fireplace that has, you keep the doors shut, you have it going. There's like a fan in there that blows air out into the room, and it keeps everything from sucking back up the chimney, and a vent on the outside so it sucks in outside air instead of inside air. All that shit. I had one of those. Those were great.
Sounds like a big ass hassle.
Yeah, but I had one in one of the houses and I loved that, and it would heat up our house, the whole house, it seemed like. But the one here just sucks the air out, and we would do it just because we liked it. But we knew that we were going to run more energy because of the fireplace than we were using it. So it was a comfort, fun thing for us.
Hey, I heard a statistic this week, Jerry.
Did you now?
So they polled women and men based on Christmas gifts. And you have a significant other. I don't. So
yes.
The polling question was, what do women expect their significant other to spend on their Christmas gift?
Right. That's a biggie. What do you want me to guess?
There's a big disconnect, let me put it that way, between what the men said and what the women said.
Because I would guess for women, they would expect about $500 these days or something like that.
No, it was 215.
Well.
And then the men was 68 is what they planned on spending.
$68. I just want 3 cases of Yingling. That's all you need. Now, I'm not saying that Lisa would expect $500. I'm just looking at all women in general, because Lisa tells me all the time, stop buying me shit because we don't need to do that.
Right.
So I'm in a good position. I don't ever feel pressured to buy anything expensive, any of that shit. I tell her the same thing. So we end up having pretty fun Christmases because we'll just try and find some goofy gifts to give each other that are crazy and she can hang in the house. You know, that stuff. I hear your lighter. Do you have a Zippo lighter right now?
No, that was just a regular Bic.
Bic. A Bic lighter.
So
not a Cricket lighter, but a Bic lighter.
So what do you spend on the kids for Christmas typically? What is your
far too much?
What is your budget? Do you have a budget?
Well, let's see. I think anymore now it's around $200 or something for them. Somewhere in that neighborhood. But I think I remember back in the early days getting pretty stretched out on Christmas because I could swear there was a few years where Lisa was spending like $1,000.
Oh, wow.
But that would cover both of our kids and then a whole bunch of nieces and nephews and stuff too. And I'm like, holy shit, this is a lot of money to spend.
Yeah, see, I tend to overdo it. My daughter needed new tires, so I spent a little over $500 on new tires for a car. And she said, well, count that as my Christmas gift. Well, the problem with that is now I get Kendall something for Christmas, and I spend, close to $500 on him. But now she has nothing to open, so I have to go buy her something.
Right. It's a trap.
Yeah.
That whole give it to me as a Christmas gift when you're a kid is a trap.
Yeah.
That means I get it now, plus I know you're going to get me something for my birthday or Christmas. When
Right.
you're a grown-up like you and me, I could do that to Lisa and say, you know what? Let's just buy that thing, and that'll be my birthday present because we need that, and we'll just say that's what that is.
Now, would you try to have the same number of wrapped gifts per person?
No, it didn't matter really. We always got it when they were littler. We got it right there in the same area. But sometimes you have littler gifts, and someone might have a bigger one that was worth more.
Right.
So you just explain that. Like, that's worth more. So these three over here, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I am not a good gift opener, are you?
No, I don't really. If I need something, I go out and buy it. I don't really need anything. So it's hard to act surprised over shaving gel. You know, shit like that. Like, oh, thanks.
It's not that there's a couple things. That's part of it. It's that, oh, okay, well, we know we're getting Dad's stuff that he needs, like a new pair of shoes or something like that. Mm-hmm. But the other part is that I feel uncomfortable with everybody looking at you opening up a present. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, why do I have to be on stage right now? Why can't we just open up these gifts, look at each other, and go, great job, everybody.
Oh,
break.
I know what you need to do.
What?
You need to buy Lisa a gallon of washer fluid, wrap it up in a box so it's square, and videotape her reaction when she opens it up.
Okay.
Because I just want to see it.
There's no joke behind it. You just want to see what she says for a gallon of washer fluid.
Exactly.
That's sort of like what you did to your kids. Didn't you do that thing? And I don't know. I don't want to blow it in case they listen to the show early if you haven't done it yet. But didn't you?
I did it last year.
Okay. So you got boxes from work that were high-end electronics, and you would put other shit in there so that they would open up thinking they were getting this cool thing and be disappointed by the whatever you got them. By the rock.
A $10 Starbucks gift card inside of an iPad Air box.
Right. I think that's brilliant too. I should do that this year. Now I can't though because I said it. Someone will listen to this dumb show and tip off the kids and their boyfriends and stuff.
Although my daughter did not get it. The one year that I took them, the Christmas vacation was we were going to go to Miami. So I took a bag of sand and I wrapped up a bag of sand. She opened that up and she's like, what the fuck? And then she had sandals. I bought her like Birkenstock sandals. She got sandals, and then she had a bathing suit. And she just didn't put two and two together to figure out that it was a theme thing.
Right. You just kept going with it.
Yep.
We did a similar thing. I feel like we talked about this on the show. I hope not. But we did a similar thing when we took the kids on our single family vacation we ever took. Mm-hmm. That was, outside of Michigan, where we flew to Arizona. So we bought them each luggage. And inside the luggage, I printed out a whole bunch of fake postcards from Arizona, the Grand Canyon and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
So we have this on videotape somewhere, too. It's funny to watch the reactions because they get the luggage and they're like, oh, thank you. Like, they don't even get it. They're like, what is this? Why do we need this?
We're going on a trip.
No, they didn't even think of a trip at all. Yeah. They thought we were just getting them luggage because they're not expecting us to take them anywhere.
Get the fuck out of my house.
And then they opened up we told them, open it up and look inside, and they get the postcards out, and they're still confused. Okay. Two little girls confused because they're probably about, I don't know, 8 years old and 13 or something, or 12 and 6 or something like that. But it was funny because then they're looking at that, and then I think one of us broke and just said, you're going to Arizona for vacation. And they're like, then the crying happened, like they won the Oscars or something.
The happy cry.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Girl.
Yeah.
Happy girls are the worst sounding thing. It's like a dying goose. It really is.
I love that when they do that. And my oldest, Mallory, makes those noises. Lindsay doesn't. Lindsay will do the crying stuff, sometimes the happy crying. But when Mal does it, it does sound like that. There's all kinds of weird noises that happen. Does that happen often at your house? Does the crying girl happen?
No,
The happiness?
just once a month. It's not happiness.
Well, let's see. How far into the episode? 35 minutes in, it took you to offend somebody. Good work.
Oh, yeah. No, the kids were going at it yesterday with each other. And, and I finally looked at my daughter and I said, you know how I get along with Aunt Denise and we only really see each other like on holidays and maybe twice a year? I said, think about that next time Kendall starts picking on you.
What's that supposed to mean? Sorry, I'm yawning. It's been a long day. What's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to tell them that they should leave each other alone until they're 40?
That soon the little irritating brother will be out of your hair and you won't have to deal with them. Oh,
okay. Usually people like each other more as they get older and want to hang out and see each other.
Sometimes.
That's supposed to happen.
Is that? I don't follow that pathway.
I don't know. I don't hang out with my brother that much. We have different kinds of lives. There's not much to do together.
Right.
I want to correct that, though. I want to try and get him to come over and do garage beers and stuff every once in a while, him and his wife, and I think it'd be fun.
Yep. He was ripping on you on Facebook.
Yes. Yes, he fancies himself as a funny guy.
Uh-huh. Although I think you had the funny genes because you had all the comebacks for him.
Yeah. You don't want to hurt him too bad, though.
Right.
I could tell him to come over and be a guest on the 100th episode, but then we would not be. It would be such a distraction. Put it that way.
He's already a distraction with that name, Herbie. I always think of Herbie the Wonder Bug. Whenever you mention your brother.
Herbie the Love Bug.
Love Bug.
Yeah. He had to go through all that shit back when he was a kid, too. Everybody, you're the Volkswagen car that drives itself. That must have sucked. And then calling him Sherbert, too. And that doesn't work because he got wise and realized that it was pronounced Sherbit. It's not Sherbert. So he wins on that one. But I actually shortened it to Bert. So most of our lives, I just call them Bert.
Well,
that keeps me from having to say that.
That's not bad. But then you got Bert and Ernie from the Sesame Street, and I'm sure you got ripped on for that.
No, not much, because I think I started that when we were a little older. They didn't really care at that point. When you're in high school, they're not going around making fun of you as much that way. That's junior high and elementary school. Bert. I like Bert. He's fun. So, I had a thought today. Yawn. Sorry, I'm yawning again. This is wrecking us. We're going to have to cut this one short. Jeans.
Okay.
Weather.
Okay.
So, just for the first time today, I went outside and had a smoke at work, and I realized, holy shit, it's freezing out here, and my legs are cold. So, normally, when you're in like the 30-degree area, your jeans are enough. Right. You don't really feel cold. You're just cold if you don't have a coat on or something. But now we've gotten to colder than jeans weather. Right. And that must be like 20, right? Yeah. Is that what you think?
Well, it's right now it's 4 with the wind chill outside.
Yeah. So let's maybe it's less than that. Maybe it's only like 15 or 10, which is colder than jeans weather. But it sucks when you get to colder than jeans. Nothing sucks worse than when all of a sudden everything switches. You're now bundled up with your coat and your hat and everything, but now your legs are freezing.
Yep.
What, do you expect me to put long johns on? Long johns.
I came out to start my car the other day and could not get the door to open. It was frozen shut.
That sucks.
Yep. And then I'm stupid enough. I lit a cigarette on my drive to work, and I go to roll the window down, and it's frozen shut. So
now you're locked in there with all the smoke.
And I've got a lit cigarette, and I'm going, where do I ash?
Oh, yeah, you didn't. I have a little ashtray in my car. So.
I don't. So I'm just ashed on the floor mat.
You own that car, so you can. I lease, so there's no way I'm doing that.
Yeah, and you shouldn't even be smoking in that car if you lease.
You can smoke in there.
Yeah.
Plus, I use our road deodorizing techniques.
Correct.
For rental cars.
And when you return the car,
I don't smoke in.
You'll get it detailed out or whatever before you return it too, I bet.
Well, and I do it kind of like a hotel room. If you ever had, and I don't do this anymore. I'm just saying from the past, where when I used to be the smoker in a hotel room that you're not supposed to smoke in, every time I would leave that room, I would douse it with Febreze. Mm-hmm. So it's the same kind of thing with that. Oh, look who's back.
Oh, Lisa.
Lisa just came back out with the dog, Karen. Karen the dog.
Do you realize Lisa backwards is asshole?
Let me ask if she knows that. You ready for this? Devin says he just realized that Lisa backwards is asshole. She's pondering it right now.
She's gonna beat my ass.
She's thoughtfully considering what that means. Yeah, she's planning in her head which weapons she'll be breaking out for the big 100th episode recording.
Oh, I'm out of.
You know, she's got them around here. She's got a bunch of samurai swords. She has, what else she got in there? Got this weird dagger that she got from somebody that looks like the Alu Akbar dagger. It's all jeweled up like it fell off the side of the genie from Aladdin. Say what? She said Nicolas Cage gave it to her. I don't even know what that means. What, did he find it in National Treasure? Oh, okay. National Treasure. She's going to be acquiring a Lucille bat that's just like the Walking Dead thing. The bat wrapped in barbed wire. She wants a net gun, but I won't buy it for her. And she wants for some reason, she wants all of these items that just point to her hurting me, which is, this is her list of shit that she's asked for over the years. This is kind of shit, Lisa says. So first she started asking for a taser, I think. Uh-huh. And I said, I am not buying a taser because it'll just be used on me. I'm not doing that. Then she upped her game and she wanted a net gun.
A net gun.
Yeah. And I'm like, again, I don't know who you think you're going to shoot that at. I can only imagine it's me. So not doing that. Then she wanted us to try and figure out how to make the net gun work as a combination taser net gun where you electrify the net when you shoot it at people.
You're gonna come home someday from work and there's going to be plastic on the floor. And you're going to be like, what's the plastic doing? And she's
That's
just
true.
She's going to whack you and roll you up in the plastic and move on.
With her Nicolas Cage knife. She said, I'm going to come home one day and there'll be plastic all over the floor. And I'll be like, what's this for? And I'll be rolled up in it like Dexter. Yeah. Oh, we didn't get finished with this yet either. She also has asked for a ghillie suit. You know what that is?
No. What's a ghillie suit?
That's the thing where you go and hide in the bushes and you look like a bush. Like it's just this big suit you put on that has all the camouflage.
Yeah.
Like all the foliage all over it and stuff. So for some reason she wants that, and I don't see the purpose of me buying that.
Oh, she's going to be like...
Doesn't it seem odd to you, these things that she's asking for?
Like the guy in Shooter or whatever.
Yeah, like one of those people. And then she also, I forgot about this one, she wants a mace too, which is the old ball and chain thing that you would swing around with the spikes on the ball.
An Iron Maiden.
Yeah, we don't want an Iron Maiden. That doesn't seem comfortable to me. Because I'm not going to be the one trying it out. But it's always seems to be stuff that could get me hurt or killed. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh, she loves you, Jerry.
But you're right. One day I'll come home and on the porch there'll be an Amazon shipment of like 16 rolls of plastic. It'll be hilarious.
A rubber pillow to muffle the screams as she suffocates you in your sleep.
Oh, and one of those devices that clean the air too. What do they call that you used to put in a car and it would make the car smell better? It was a machine that it would do something with the oxygen. Yeah, the ozone thing. So she could like fully clean the whole house and get rid of all the evidence. Why does your house smell like death? Oh no, it doesn't anymore. It smells like ozone.
Ozone. It's all fresh. Where's Jerry been?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen him.
Oh, don't worry about that smell. That's just broken pipe in the basement.
Shovels, and there's going to be diesel and fertilizer and stuff to break down your body. Tell her the secret is
she's
to
going to get a bag of lime.
Yep. Tell her the secret is to dig the hole really deep, but bury you standing up.
Is that the secret? Why is that?
Because that way, when they scan the ground, it looks like a raccoon skull, and that's all they'll see. They won't see the other bones.
Oh, I'm not telling her that. I'll wait for her to listen to the show, which she never does. So
I asked Siri.
So I'm good then.
Just ask Siri how to hide a dead body. That's why we're on a watch list.
We did that before. Yep. That's why we always get listens from the NSA somewhere in Virginia somewhere.
And people in Morocco.
Casablanca. All right. So Christmas this year, I'm going to be home for the first time in 5 years for the whole Christmas event and New Year's.
Yep.
You are going to go to San Diego.
The whale's vagina.
Yes. And you're going to have your Christmas early with your family.
Yep.
And
I'm doing that this weekend with my sister and my mom and my nieces and nephews and my kids. Well, I'll get my kids for Christmas Eve. We're going to do Christmas on Christmas Eve because I fly back from San Diego on the 23rd.
Yes.
So 24th is we're going to do Christmas. And then they go back to their moms.
That's not so bad. Some people do that anyway. I had neighbors in our little kid neighborhood that did all of their Christmas present stuff on Christmas Eve, and it always pissed me off that they got their shit before we did.
Yeah. See, and I don't do any of the church stuff. Do you do the church stuff? Do you go to church on Christmas Eve? Or
I did like twice in my youth, where my grandma she would come in and stay with us, or grandma and grandpa or whatever, and we would have to go to midnight mass.
Yeah, we used to be the C&Es. You know, the only time
I don't know what that is.
The only time we'd go was Christmas and Easter. You never step foot in a church except those days. And so
yeah, you were allowed.
But then you think it's going to be busy like that in church all the time, you know, because you never go. And if you go on an off night, it's like, okay, now I know why the church is hurting.
Yeah. That's true. Well, that's also a recruiting tactic.
Yeah.
Get them to all come in Christmas. Maybe we'll get some of them to be return customers. Maybe. You always did you always travel on Christmas, or was that just me and somebody else?
No, I always travel on Christmas. It sucks. Some days it would be the day after Christmas, but
mine were always on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
I think last year was the first time that I did the day after Christmas, but I had to fly home on Christmas Eve, have Christmas Day off, and then day after Christmas. But anyway, the one good thing about traveling on Christmas Day was that sometimes it was a pretty slow travel day, so you would get an upgrade to first class, usually. And then when you got to the hotel, you could give them that Christmas Day, I'm traveling on the road look, and they might give you an upgrade to a room, too.
Right.
So I did that a few times when I went to Indianapolis. I just walked up and I went, how shitty is this? To the guy at the desk, and he's like, what? I go, you're working on Christmas? I'm working on Christmas. That's terrible, isn't it? Yep. And he's going, yeah, that's no good. I hate having to do that. And I went, you know, it'd be really cool is if I had a really cool Christmas hotel room. And he went, that would be cool.
That would be
cool. Gave me one. He gave me a big suite.
I'll have to try that one because I'm staying at the Omni. So that should be a nice hotel. So
yeah, and you should be platinum or diamond with them, whatever one they go with. You should be the highest level at Omni because they were matching statuses too.
Ooh, I will have to do that before I leave. Shit. I wonder
if this happened last year. I hope they're still doing it.
I don't know. But I could always pull that Trump card. Oh, the Trump card. Back to politics. Have you seen the new Jared diamond ring commercial? You know how the diamond ring commercials all come out for Christmas?
Okay, well, what's this one? Because I haven't noticed any.
Oh, this one it's got two big diamonds and it's surrounded by a bunch of other diamonds. And it says, the Jared diamond ring, one for your best friend and one for the woman you love.
What does that mean?
It means you have to share it. It's like, honey, I need the ring. I got to give the other half to my mistress.
No, you know what it means.
That's what
It is pretty shitty though, because it's trying to say, "Oh, your spouse is always your best friend."
Yeah.
So they're doing that routine, but I like yours better. Hey, Lisa, can I get that ring back for the weekend? Why? I got to give it to Walt down in Arizona. He's my best friend right now.
Give one to the woman you love and the other one to your best friend.
Stupid. All right, Davin, let's call this one quits, and we're going to name this one No, They Don't Know It's Christmas.
Okay.
See what happens with that. See if we still continue our upward trend of listeners.
Yeah, we've been doing pretty good so far. Keep listening, guys. Keep sharing. And special 100th episode next week.
Yeah. Yes, lock it in. All right. See you later.
Papa Willie.